Hi, my name's Fletch. This sequence is specific for CrossFitters with tight hamstrings. I'm a CrossFitter and I've got tight hamstrings as well. The poses are meant to be done in order and sequence. If you want to take more time on a particular posture and build into it a little bit more for a longer time, please pause the video and then re-begin when you're ready to go. Let's begin. Okay, coming onto the mat, make sure you're standing up, and we're going to go for a forward fold here. So the important thing to do is have your feet underneath the hips, good alignment there. Gently suck your legs together, and a forward fold, bend into your knees as much as you need to. So I know CrossFitters, like we've got usually very tight hamstrings, so you can bend into your knees as much as you need to take the pressure out of your lower back. Have bent knees, hands can be wherever it's comfortable. Suck your legs together, and then if you want, straighten the legs. In this forward fold position, it's just this passive stretch, really nice stretch. So we're not bouncing in the pose, we're not moving around. You know, you can sort of have a sway from side to side if you want. That actually might feel quite nice. If you know you're tight in the lower back, still have that bend in the knees, and you can have a little sway from side to side to release, our QL, quadratus lumborum, on the side body there. This is just a gentle, smooth movement. No bouncing in this. No bouncing on the hamstrings. That's bad. And then gently just staying in this pose for a count of 5, 4, 3, keep drawing, sucking your legs together. Pelvic floor should be on. And now smooth, bend into the knees, hands to the mat. Walk the hands forward, walk the feet back, downward facing dog. So got this long stance. We want to walk the legs out here. Walk through the ankles, the Achilles, the calves, and walking into the hamstrings as well. So you might want to go from side to side a little bit to get into the lateral hamstring on the outside. That might feel really nice. Spreading fingers on the mat. And gently coming to a still place here. So we draw down with our heels to the mat, to the earth, and then send the sitting bones up to the sky. Right leg, just lift that one up a little bit here, and then step the foot on the outside of the left leg. Make sure that right foot comes all the way down to the mat, and then press into the outside blade of that right foot. So we're getting a sweet stretch on the outside of the right leg. Left leg can float, that's all right. It's not doing much here. We're stretching into our TFL and all the connective tissue on that outside hamstring. Stay for 3, for 2, and then gently left foot comes down, sweep that right leg back up, and then place it down to mat. Left leg, inhale that one up, and on to the other side. So we're placing that left leg on the 45-degree angle. Really ground down through the left foot. You can lift up right foot. Again, it's not doing much. And we're stretching on the outside of that left leg. Stay here for a count of 3, for 2, and now right foot comes down, left leg sweeps back up, downward facing dog, taking the leg back down to the mat. Have a little walk out if you need to, stretching into the back of the hamstrings. Heels down, sitting bones up to sky. Right leg, inhale, lift that right leg up. Step all the way forward for a long, low lunge. So back knee down to the mat. Have both hips nice and centered here. So we're nice and square, we're not opening up to the side. Maybe hug that one hip back. Hands come together, interlace fingers, nice pistol bind there. Lift on up, inhale. Now right leg is forward. I'm going to exhale over to the right side. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale over. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Last one. Now inhale up to center And then exhale, hands come down to the mat. Straightening into the front leg. This should feel really nice. So we want to practice some of our P&F stretching, proprioceptor, neuromuscular facilitation stretching. I'll put a link in the description. We want to press down through that front foot, micro bend in that knee. Stay for 3. Even chest coming down towards that front leg. Really press down through that front foot for 2. For 1. Lifting up, come forward, lift up that front foot, take it back, maybe to a tabletop. Have a little dance out of the hips, maybe pump that leg backwards and forwards. Get some life back in the hamstring. And then downward facing dog. Walk it back, walk out the legs. Let's go to the other side. Left leg, sweep that one up to the sky. Look forward, step the leg forward, long, low lunge. Back knee is down. Again, center the hips, hands pistol bind. Lift it on up. So left leg is forward and I exhale over to the left side. Just a nice side body stretch. Over to the left. One more. Sending the hips down. And then inhale, come up. Hands go down, frame the front foot, straighten into the front leg. Again, that smart, efficient P&F stretching. So we're stretching the hamstring by engaging it and stretching at the same time. Please press down through the front foot, micro bend that leading knee, and then send the chest down a little bit more to the leg. Really press down through that front foot for 3. For 2. And now inhale, come on up, come forward, lift up that front leg, back to tabletop. Have a little dance out of the hips, maybe a pump forward and backwards of that leg. Let some blood back into the hamstring. Should feel pretty nice. Okay, hands underneath shoulders, downward facing dog. So these are nice dynamic stretches. We want to get a little bit more deeper into the hamstrings, but this should not be painful at all. Left leg, inhale up, look forward, step it forward, and then come on up here, come into a standing position. So I've got my front knee nice and bent, and it's important this back leg here, toes should be facing forward, so that helps me get my hips facing forward here. So see that? Get these hips facing forward, back toes facing forward as well. Straightening into the front leg. It's not a skeletal lockout, it's a micro bend in that front knee, and then hands come down to mat. Hinge at hips, lead with the heart coming on down. Again, P&F stretching, press down through the entirety of that front foot. If you need to, you can use a block or kettlebells or something to lean on if you want that. Pressing down. Now, if you've got this and you've got good range in your hamstrings, you can lift up that back foot standing on the toes there. If you've got this, you can walk the hands towards the back leg. Chest comes down or chin to shin. Stay for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and now smooth. Hands walk forward, help yourself up, bend into the knee. Come through tabletop again. Tabletop's a really good place to reset and just get some blood into the hamstring by kicking it out. Have some flexion and contraction. That feels pretty good. Downward facing dog. Let's go for the other side. Set yourself downward facing dog, and then right leg, inhale up, look forward, step all the way forward. Come up. So make sure you set yourself first. Remember the toes of the back leg, toes facing forward. So we don't have this flat foot, toes face forward, something like a 45-degree angle. Front leg straightening, not a lockout, micro bend front knee, and then hands come down. Kettlebell, block, whatever you've got lying around. If you're up here and you're stretching into the hamstring, that's fine. Again, press down through that front foot. What we're going here, P&F stretching on an engagement of the hamstring or the muscle. We're taking the stretch into the belly of the hamstring, towards the back of the knee. Very effective stretching. If you want, onto the toes of the back foot, reach the hands back, chin to shin if you want a bit more. Stay for 3. Keep pressing down through the front foot. For 2. And now gently, hands walk forward, bend into the front knee, back through tabletop. Have a little respite, have a little recovery. Be nice to this hamstring. Forward, backwards. That feels really good. All right. Left leg walking back. Send that left leg out the front. This one is quite a big stretch, so take it just to your edge, to your range, not over. This should not be painful. Left leg out the front, toes draw back to the shin. Make sure you've got that engaged. Press down through the heel. Inhale, and then exhale on forward. Again, P&F stretching, highly effective stretching. This helped me through 2 serious hamstring injuries. Micro bend the knee, press down through that front heel, through the earth, and feel the stretch coming from the insertion up there where it's weak into the belly of the hamstring where it's really strong and effective. For 3. For 2. That's a solid stretch. Coming up out of that, help yourself up. Tabletop, again, come through that little transition, maybe kicking the leg out just gently. Firing up the hamstring. And we'll come to the other side. Right leg out the front. Remember, bend that knee. Toes back to shin, press down through the front heel. Inhale and then exhale over. You don't have to go really deep with the chest to get the hamstring stretch at all. Pressing down through that front heel. And all this is cueing you to bring the stretch from the insertion, where it's very weak, and we get our injuries and tears usually in here, the hamstring, into the belly of the hamstring, behind the knee here, where it's really effective. Stay for a count of 3. Just moving to the edge of that stretch. Shouldn't be painful. For 2. And now gently coming up out of that one. Should feel pretty nice. Tabletop again. Get some life back into that hamstring. Maybe a gentle kick out into the chest with a knee. Extension out behind. And I want you to come over onto your back. We're going to set up for our piriformis stretch, or our pigeon pose, recline pigeon pose. And whilst this is not a dedicated hamstring stretch, it's really good to loosen up the glute and maybe the lateral hamstring for some people. So left foot down, right ankle across the top of the knee, and then just be gentle, reaching on through to your range. If you're really tight in this place and your knee's like up close into your chest, just over time, I want you to try and press that knee away, that right knee away. You may feel this in your outside hamstring. It's also a really good glute stretch. Loosening up the glute, loosens up and gives the hamstring some space as well. Stay for 3. For 2. And now gently come out of that one. Reset your pelvis and lower back. Hug knees into chest, squeeze. And let's go for the other side. Left leg out. Right leg down. And then left ankle across the top of the knee. I like to flex that left foot. Reach on through. Oh, that feels pretty good. Glute max stretch. So we want to have good range in our glutes to help with all those big squat movements, and that helps with our hamstrings as well and onto the lower back. Stay for a count of 3, for 2, and now gently releasing the bind, controlling the leg down. You might like to reset the pelvis, hug both legs in, and then setting the legs nice and long on the mat. Seeing as we're down here, you can spread out and have a little relax here for as long as you'd like.